All right, Seahawks fans, kicking off another news roundup here on the channel with the latest updates on our Seattle Seahawks. This is Charles speaking to you all. Welcome. Let's jump into another Seahawks news roundup. Always quick, straight to the point, and super updated on the team. For those who are new, don't forget to subscribe. Daily videos to make sure you don't miss anything. And don't forget to hit that like button. It motivates me to keep recording for you all. Let's get started with the news. First point, our cornerback Devon Witherspoon. After an impressive rookie season where he made the Pro Bowl and finished fourth in the Defensive Rookie of the Year voting, expectations were sky high for Witherspoon's second year. And while he isn't making the same obvious impact statistically, he's still a key piece in this defense led by our defensive coordinator, Mike Macdonald. Although the lack of interceptions and a slightly higher missed tackle rate might raise some questions, it doesn't mean he's regressed. On the contrary, Witherspoon is still flying across the field and is showing even stronger run defense this season. He's made 21 defensive stops so far, plays that halt the offense, according to Pro Football Focus, and he continues to bring that physical impact that intimidates any player who enters his zone. Last year, Witherspoon was a nightmare in the pass rush, with a 33.3% pressure rate and 3 sacks on 30 pass rush snaps. This year, he's still actively pressuring the quarterback, but isn't getting the same results, with a pressure rate dropping to 13% and no sacks recorded so far. The issue here seems more about opportunity and adjusting to the new system, rather than a decline in his skills. Another interesting point is his pass coverage. The pass breakups that highlighted his presence last season aren't happening as frequently. Witherspoon hasn't had as many chances to shine in the air game, but he still plays an essential role. He continues to line up in the slot on approximately 47.5% of defensive snaps and in the box on about 14.8%, numbers very close to last year's. His versatility remains a huge asset for our defense. What do you all think of Witherspoon's development this season? Will these defensive adjustments elevate him to a new level? Moving on, our linebacker Uchenna Nwosu'S may be very close to a return. After the Week 11 bye, the Seattle Seahawks might get a big boost on defense. Uchenna Nwosu'S, who suffered a thigh injury and was placed on injured reserve in October, could be cleared to return for the second game against the San Francisco 49ers, set for November 17th. That's the earliest date he can hit the field after the mandatory 4-game absence. But will he actually be ready for that game against the Niners? So far, there's no official confirmation of his presence, but he's making steady progress in recovery and could soon begin the practice period. For that to happen, Seattle needs to open Nwosu'S 21-day practice window and decide in the coming weeks if he'll be game ready. Nwosu'S is a crucial piece in Seattle's defense and was having a solid season before the injury. He recorded 66 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, and 9.5 sacks last season, highlighting his importance in quarterback pressure and pass situations. Even with his absence, our edge rushers Draymond Jones, Boy Mafe, and Derek Hall have held down the fort, but Nwosu'S return would certainly bring some added firepower to our defense. Even if he's not cleared in time for the Niners matchup, we have other important games coming up, including 2 against the Arizona Cardinals and an away game against the New York Jets. If he's not back by then, it might be more strategic to hold off until 2025 to ensure he's fully healthy. Do you think Nwosu'S will be ready for the Niners matchup? Comment below and let me know what you think. Fans, wrapping up today's news. In the last matchup against the Rams, we witnessed an unusual scene before halftime. As the Rams tried to gain ground and shift momentum, quarterback Matthew Stafford threw a perfect interception right into the hands of our cornerback Rick Woolen, who was in the right place at the right time. But what really grabbed attention was what happened immediately after the play. Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua, who was Stafford's intended target, ended up in a heated altercation with our linebacker Tyrell Dodson. Things got tense, and in the heat of the moment, Nacua threw a punch that led to his ejection. The NFL doubled down on the punishment for Nacua, announcing on Saturday a fine of $5,424 for unnecessary roughness. The wide receiver, who left the field with just 1 reception for 11 yards before being ejected, spoke about the incident after the game. It was a learning experience. The competition was intense, and some things were said in the heat of the game. I let my emotions get the best of me, and reacted instead of responding. After the interception, he held me, and I just tried to defend myself and see what happened. Last season, Nwosu'S had an impressive performance, breaking records with 160 receptions for 1,486 yards and 6 touchdowns. However, this year hasn't been easy for him. The BYU alum has faced injuries, and the game against the Seahawks was only his third of the season, where he's totaled 12 receptions for 152 yards so far. This incident brings up an interesting reflection. Sports are competitive, and we know the playing field can be an emotionally intense space. But are these impulses worth the price? Nwosu'S fine sends a clear message from the NFL that, despite the pressures, players need to control their reactions and stay focused. On one hand, it's easy to understand the heat of the moment, but on the other, responsibility on the field is crucial, and our players always need to be ready for that. Was the punishment fair? Is it worth losing your temper in such a crucial moment? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And here's the deal. Did you like the video? Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It's important for us to stay connected. Thanks for everything, and go Hawks!